All right, well, thank you very much. As introduced, I'm the Commanding General of 1st Marine Aircraft Wing. I am stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Today, my wife and I and the Sergeant Major just arrived this morning here in Marine Corps Base, Hawaii, to be here. And my first comment is obviously to those families. Our thoughts and our prayers are with those Marine families out there. And really, that's the overriding reason why my Sergeant Major and my wife are here, is just to let them know and to express to them that the Marine Corps and me personally and my family are here for them and to support them in any way that we can. I'm also here just to see the activities that are going on as the Commanding General of 1st Marine Aircraft Wing. And I have some very capable people here that are on scene. What I want to find out is that everything that they need, they are getting. All the resources that are capable of being surged here. If there are any gaps or any seams in that support, where I can lend a hand and make sure that that is taking place. And also here just to say thank you, not only to everybody that's within earshot of this, but the people that are physically here right now, the first responders. My initial in-brief has been overwhelmingly positive about the amount of support and attitude of every one of the first responders here, and that is not just the military, but that is the civilians population out there, that is the public, and it's all circling around for our #1 priority right now, and that's to take care of those Marines and take care of those Marine families. And so I want to just say thank you to those individuals. I'd also like to just add one personal note on this. If you read my bio, 25 years ago, I was shot down in Desert Storm. And for the first 14 days, I was listed as dust wind. And so my wife at the time got the report that her husband went on a mission and did not return. After that status of dust wind, I was converted to the status called MIA. The bottom line is that we have a personal experience that I am not comparing to what these families are going through, but simply that I understand, my wife understands the tremendous emotional roller coaster that the individuals are probably going through. And we just want to let them know, again, that we're here. We're here to support them. We're here to put our arms around them and hug them and to let them know that we love them, and we're going to do everything we can to support them. With that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. I'm Captain Jim Jenkins. I'm the Chief of Staff at the Coast Guard 14th District, which is here in Honolulu, Hawaii. And the 14th Coast Guard District is leading the search efforts in the Unified Command with the Marine Corps in order to search effectively and thoroughly. Before I give you a quick summary of our operations on scene, I too want to emphasize that our thoughts and prayers are with the entire Marine Corps, and especially with the families and the loved ones of the missing service members. From the outset, we've had a tremendous team effort here on scene, again working in a unified command with the Marine Corps, and then out on scene with multiple Department of Defense agencies and local agencies. So we have Navy ships and aircraft, Army helicopter that's been assisting us as well. We have National Guard on scene, and we also have the Marine Corps with a huge presence combing the beach for any debris or anything associated with this accident. So a tremendous team effort. We also, as we always do here in Hawaii, depend on the local agencies. They always come out in full force, especially for our maritime search and rescue cases. We depend on them for their assets, for their local knowledge, and so we have the Hawaii Fire Department, the Police Department, and Ocean Safety, who've been on scene from the outset and searching throughout. They have aircraft and small craft out working in the near shore area, especially in the area of the crash site. Of course, the Coast Guard has resources on scene. We've had 2 patrol boats out searching and aircraft on scene since the outset of the case. We've been searching 24 hours a day since we were notified and got on scene, and we're continuing our efforts now. So thank you to all of those agencies for the tremendous team effort. The Coast Guard manages the case. We have sophisticated computer modeling software that helps us direct the actions of all of the search assets. We look at where things are drifting, we lay down search patterns, and we provide that command and control oversight. As of the end of today, we will have completed more than 75 sorties, a sortie being an individual search, and that's just for the offshore assets. That doesn't even include the efforts of our local responders, fire department, police, and ocean safety, who have been working near shore in multiple searches every day. So a tremendous team effort. We are dedicated to trying to locate and bring back these service members, and we'll continue our efforts throughout today with all of those search assets.
The floor is now open for questions. Thank you.
Wyatt Olson, Sergeant Bragg. I'm wondering what the protocol is for how long search like this continues for survivors.
So we are still searching for survivors. That's an important point to make. And the Coast Guard has very specific protocols to make a decision for how long to search. A whole checklist, and then a subsequent vetting process to make sure that we get it right. We'll make that decision in conjunction with the Marine Corps, and we'll use the information collected by all of these resources on scene. So every day we're analyzing what we've done. We analyze the likelihood of any survivors, and we'll continue our efforts as long as is needed, using those decision-making protocols. Before we stop, we will notify all of the family members, so they will have advance notice that we're intending to stop, and we will notify the press before we stop as well.
What exactly has been found?
So there has been debris collected. It's coming together, being consolidated by the Marine Corps for subsequent investigation, determination, potentially of the cause of the accident. We can't speak to it right now. It's still coming in from some of the afloat assets that have been out on scene all along, so we can't get into the specifics of what have been found, but there has been debris found consistent with these types of aircraft.
On board the aircraft, are there beacons? To my knowledge, on the CH-53 Echo, not the kind that you're used to, like airliners, crash survivable type beacons. No.
What is the area that has been, the debris has been located in the town?
So it's all been located on the North Shore, from a little bit to the east of here and some to the west as well. So and offshore and some few pieces just near shore. So we continue to collect the debris that's been collected by the search assets that are out on scene, and consolidate it and determine. So some might just be debris from that's floating out in the ocean. Some might be debris from aircraft. We have to validate, verify what we collect, and then as I said, use it going forward.
Have you narrowed or limited your search efforts based on finding the debris and your narrowing of the area?
So a search tends to evolve with a specific location. In this case, we had an area because we didn't know exactly at the outset where the aircraft might have gone down. We then drift that area over time. So in fact, the search area gets larger over time. We use modeling to lay down a probability grid of where things might be, and then try to cover that as thoroughly as possible with the resources that we have. I would say we have covered, by the end of today, this term is a bit confusing, 15,000 square miles of search effort. So that's not an area, but rather overlapping searches. 15,000 square miles of effort will have been covered by the search assets. We're still operating along the North Shore with most of our searches, and offshore.
It's day 3 for the search. Are you doing anything differently as far as how you're conducting the search?
So we do use information we collect over time to inform our searches. Where debris is found might affect that. We use our computer modeling to drift the area. We have to provide some of our on-scene resources with relief. I would say this has been a challenging case in part due to the weather. When we got on scene, of course, there were huge swells, 15 to 20 foot swells. Fortunately, they're laying down, but as you can see, it's still rather rough out on the ocean. We did have some concerns with visibility early on, although it's very clear today. So staging the assets to keep a continuous search is part of the effort. We have had Navy destroyers out there. We still do have one out there, and so we've rotated those out, and we've asked for some additional resources to focus our efforts in other directions too.
So Dr. Garrett with Hawaii News now. We heard reports last night about a laser being pointed to one of the pilots to help the search and rescue efforts. Can you touch on that and confirm whether or not it's involved with the investigation?
So I can confirm that the Coast Guard C-130 out last night was targeted by a laser. Fortunately, the impact was minimal. Sometimes those do cause the aircraft to have to land, and for medical evaluation, that wasn't the case here. We did have to adjust the search. They did have to deviate from their search pattern when they were targeted. I'd like to emphasize that activity is illegal. It's against FCC regulations, that if we determine who did it, we will try to prosecute to the fullest effect of the law, and that it will hinder our search efforts if that occurs.
Going off of that, HB opened a laser case Thursday night around the same time of the crash, so you confirm whether or not that is actually involved in the investigation of the whole search and rescue effort.
So of course the investigation will take place. Right now we're focused on active search and rescue for any survivors. Investigation will take some period of time after that. That may be factored in, but that would be speculative at this point what impact, if any laser had.